Okay, we've had E3 and we had some games in 2019 for VR. So let's talk about some of those games and see what games we have available. On all platforms, we got Pistol Whip. Now, from what I saw of Pistol Whip, people say it's like Beat Saber and Super Hot together, but to me, it kind of like Super Hot more than Beat. It didn't really look anything like Beat Saber, other than the fact that Beat Saber's a rhythm game, and this is supposed to be a rhythm game too. I think a lot of people really are looking forward to Pistol Whip, and from what I've seen, it does look. It looks really good. It's fast paced. It's just straight in there, bam, bam, bam. The guy in the trailer, though, this is the interesting. The guy in the trailer looks like he knew what he was doing. I mean, can you imagine us recording ourselves doing that? We probably wouldn't look that good. He looked absolutely amazing. Like he looked like he knew what he was doing. He looked professional. It looked really good. I don't see the Beat Saber resemblance at all, other than the fact that there's some music there as well. It's a rhythm game, and this confuses me because I like the idea that I'm rushing forward and I'm shooting targets real quick, but I don't get the rhythm part really, and I guess I have to play it to see it, to see how it feels. But yeah, it's just I don't know about the rhythm part personally. It looked good. It looked good, but it also looked very simplistic, basic, and that's kind of how it is. I wouldn't expect it to cost a fortune, to say the least, and I definitely wouldn't want to spend a fortune on it. But it does look interesting. It does look like it might be addictive, and the gameplay it definitely looks there. Don't believe me? Check the trailer out now.
So Pistol Whip is this kind of glorious hodgepodge of genres. We've been describing it as like a music rhythm FPS game, but it also has the inklings of like a runner game and a bullet hell game.
It's a shooter that you don't necessarily have to be dead accurate to hit, and it's a rhythm game that doesn't require you to take out enemies in a specific order.
To me, the gameplay of Pistol Whip is all about speed. You're not taking your time and aiming down the sights to make sure you get a headshot on a dude. You don't have time for that. You gotta move quickly through the scene, taking out as many guys as you can, dodging bullets all at the same time.
I love this idea that you are kind of just focused on the thing that you're good at. And in this case, it's either being reactive and accurate to hitting enemies, or you're thinking about the beat and the musicality of it.
It's like taking chocolate and peanut butter in VR with your kind of flow state rhythm of Beat Saber, and you've got your frenetic action of Super Hot, and you put them together and you end up feeling like John Wick in a movie trailer, taking out targets and ultimately being this action hero badass.
We ended up listening to a whole bunch of different tracks, obviously, and as the team kind of focused in on what we really wanted the heart of the game to be, it became clear that one label in Montreal really stood out. Cannibal and Records is who we ended up partnering with.
Straight from the grave.
They just seem to have this library of really dramatic and kick-ass epic action songs, but they're also just super fun. So it really kind of hit the sweet spot for us and what we were looking for.
A round of Pistol Whip feels kind of like watching a high-octane action movie trailer. You know, if you liked John Wick, Hardcore Henry, Equilibrium, you're probably gonna love this.
So for me, part of the inspiration for Pistol Whip was figuring out a way to kind of plant the user in the center of an action scene.
A lot of rhythm games do deal with just you're static and you're in a void and things sort of fly past you. We wanted to go a different direction and move the player actually through a space so that we could tap into action movie tropes. This is not exactly the club from John Wick, but it's tapping into that same vibe.
Even by happenstance, without even trying, the player's going to be kind of musically flowing through the game just based on where the enemies are popping up.
The stuff that you see in your typical rhythm game where you have a specific set of targets to hit at a specific timing, that doesn't exist here. You're presented opportunities in a rhythmic manner that's driven by the music that's at the heart of everything, and you choose how to capitalize on those.
At the start, you're trying to compete against yourself. You're trying to best your last score. You're trying to be more tactical and more surgical with how you're taking out enemies. You start in a panic state. I like the kind of steps and stages you experience as you kind of go through different songs and you learn how to be a great pistol whip player. I think our studio shines in terms of game feel. Whether it's a deeply complex narrative experience or something like we did for Valve with the Hand Labs experience or Pistol Whip, we pride ourselves on knowing what feels good, and I think Pistol Whip feels amazing, and people will get it when they play it.
I Expect You to Die is bringing out some DLC, and this DLC is coming to every platform that we know of that's in VR. It's called The Seat of Power, but it looks like it's just one scenario, and I haven't actually played. One of the games I do want is I Expect You to Die, and I don't actually have this in my collection. I should have it in my collection, but I don't have it in my collection. And it does look really kind of like James Bondy, and it's puzzly as well. It's mainly a James Bond puzzle game, really, isn't it? And so anyway, we're going to get some DLC for that. Check the trailer out now.
Well done sneaking in, Agent. You've made your way into Dr. Zor's boardroom. Don't get too comfortable. You're only here to gather intel. As long as you don't touch anything, you shouldn't have any trouble. We expect nothing less than your usual professionalism. Good luck.
Arizona Sunshine. Next DLC, The Damned. We saw some of that at E3. What can I say about that? It's Arizona Sunshine. It's Vertigo Games. It's going to look damn good. Is extra DLC, and if you like Arizona Sunshine, this DLC is coming to all platforms. I'm guessing it's coming to the Quest as well, so that's interesting. And we look forward to that as well. And if you want to see the trailer for that, look now.
You knew what you were getting into. Get inside the dam, reset the control systems, and prove yourself useful.
VR stealth game Aspire 1 is launching in August, and this is interesting because August is it's not far now, is it really? It's like 2 months away or something. Yeah, it's a month and a half away or whatever. You know, it's not very far away at all. And this is a stealth shooting game where you're a robot. And this is actually really, really attractive graphics. It's a game that's interesting. I think anyone that's kind of watched the trailer would think that it's a damn good looking game. I'd love to see what it's going to look like on the Quest, because it's actually coming to the Quest. It's also coming to the PSVR, and to see what it's going to look like on those is going to be interesting. But I think we've probably seen the PC version on the trailer, and that's eye candy. That's eye candy, and it might be an extremely decent stealth game. It'd be nice to get something, a really decent stealth game. And if you haven't seen that trailer, then watch it now.
Welcome, Agent. From this point on, you are Aspire 1 VR operative. Deploy this cutting-edge espionage unit on assignments around the globe. How you approach each mission is up to you. Just be sure to complete your objectives and make the most of Aspire 1's abilities. From within the Aspire Control Theater, you will precisely control Aspire's every action. For the first time in VR, agents experience full freedom of movement without motion sickness. Together, we will redefine espionage.
Space Team VR we've also got coming, and the interesting thing about that game is it looks like you're in some sort of rocket or some sort of ship, and there's 4 control panels, and you play with your friends, and new controls come up, and you've got to just keep the ship going or rocket going by shouting at each other and screaming at each other. The graphics are I don't know. I hope that's the Quest version. Because it is coming to the Quest, I believe, which is interesting. But yeah, I personally don't think this is a game that I'm going to personally enjoy. But you might, so check the trailer now.
We're working on Space Team Virtuality, which is a cooperative shouting game where you have to stop your ship from reaching its impending doom. The only way you can do that is by yelling at your friends.
We've licensed the original Space Team iOS and Android game with over 8 million users. We've brought that great couch co-op play, brought it into VR.
It's for between 2 and 6 players. You can play locally or you can play online.
Just like the original game, each sector gets harder and harder and crazier as you're shouting things to each other. Different challenges in each sector as you get a different set of controls on your panel. Ray guns to shoot, you can shoot all the aliens that are throwing goop at your panels with.
You've got a special hammer, so when everything inevitably breaks, you can then fix it.
We've got fire extinguishers to put all the fires out, which will inevitably happen.
Definitely.
You'll have asteroid fields that you need to defend against.
And of course, we've got terrifyingly difficult to understand instructions and a high level of technobabble.
And lots of over-the-top facial expressions from your various avatars, which will also be personalisable as well. Ultimately, the important thing to remember for this game is you have to work together as a space team! We're going to be opening the game up for alpha testing soon.
We're really excited to be bringing Space Team to VR fans at home, but also VR arcades, so people who might not have access to headsets can go off and play. And watch this space.
Another game is Curious Tales of the Stolen Pets. The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets is another VR game coming to all platforms. Now this is an interesting one. It almost feels like it's cute and cuddly, kind of like one of those cute and cuddly games. Like when you look at it, you kind of think to yourself, it's not for me. I'm a man. I'm a man, play that stuff. Give me a gun. Give me blood. Give me guts. But I loved Moss. And I probably would love Astrobot if I could ever get around to playing it. So cute and cuddly kind of works. And this is kind of cute and cuddly. It's a puzzling game made by Fast Travel Games. and I guess you didn't really see much of it. Really, it looked beautiful. It looked sweet, but it looked really small. It looked like it was like it was something like really small like this, and you've got this little character that you move around, probably doing puzzles and stuff like that. And I was just a bit worried about the content and the size of this particular game. But I suppose it really depends at the end of the day, you know, how much it's going to cost. Because if it doesn't cost much, then it's going to be fine. And if it costs a lot, then you'd expect more. Very cute looking game. Graphically pretty nice looking, I would say. Very colourful. If you haven't seen that trailer, you can watch it now.
Is that you? I didn't recognize you at first. You're all grown up. Do you remember the curious worlds we created together, you and I? We have a problem to handle there, and I think you can help.
Servios has made a game called Battle Wake, where you control pirate ships and you can, it's a pirate game. But the interesting thing is at E3 they were talking about like Sprint Vector, and they were saying like, you know, the smooth locomotion of Sprint Vector was very impressive, and they kind of thought to themselves, you know, can we bring this to another game and like a vehicle? And when presented with everybody in the company, I believe, you know, what vehicle that should be, they all went pirate ships. And I kind of thought, really? Pirate ships? Sprint Vector, pirate ships? I don't see the connection. But, you know, I'm not a developer. So I'm guessing these guys know what they're talking about. I've seen it, and I'm kind of impressed with it, and I'm kind of not impressed with it. Some, like on the ship part, it's a little bit kind of cheap looking, but the way you shoot at ships and the way you kind of go across the seas and stuff looks absolutely amazing. There's a lot more complication with that game, but we're expecting to get that one. That was announced at E3, but I think we already knew that was coming. We've definitely seen some videos about that before. So that's Battle Wake, and if you want to see the trailer, it's here.
Mortals tell a tale, one of a lost city and a mystical throne sealed away inside of it. Are ye brave enough to join the fray?
Oi, Captain, there's good winds today. Try to catch 'em so we can speed ahead. Fire the broadside! Keep your hands steady, lads! We've got them on the run! Batten down the hatches! Incoming fire! The captain sank one again, lads! Keep hitting them where it hurts, swabbies! Unleash the Kraken!
We have everyone accounted for. It be time to set sail. Battle Wake. The high seas we come. Will you dare take the fight?
Adios, Captain! Have fun swimming on!
Okay, well, another game is Acon. can't really say it. The Attack of the Squirrels. Now, this it's really weird because I think this is in the coming to all the platform sections, but I'm not entirely sure if that's entirely true. But what it's, well, basically, I think you play a tree and everybody else plays squirrels, but they play squirrels on a mobile phone or a cell phone if you live in the US. I don't know how these games, I don't know where, I don't know how to even explain it, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what part of a development team sits down and then suddenly thinks, this sounds like a good idea. I might have limited knowledge, but to me it just does not feel like a good idea. It almost feels like, yeah, you want to put the headset on. I feel like there's games like this that exists, but the mobile side of it are just not interested probably as much as the VR side. You'll stick the headset on and they won't be there. I don't know if you're supposed to play this in a party room, because that would make more sense, but I would find that really weird, you know, like, oh guys, drop your drinks, you know, drop your alcohol, you know, come and play this squirrel game with me. You know, it just, I don't know, it's not Call of Duty or something like that, is it? It's not like, you know, try this Resident Evil 7 out on the PSVR kind of experience. But if you want to see what that looks like, the trailer's here. The Wizards have brought out a standalone expansion for the Wizards, which is called Dark Times. And it looks damn good, if I'm going to be honest. It actually quite impressed me the way it looks. It's kind of a pretty game. I've never actually played the Wizards. I want to get the Wizards though, because it's on the Quest as well. And I believe it's cross-buy, so I could buy it and have it for the PC and the Quest. And it's not very expensive. I don't know what the standalone expansion would be like. That might be the same price, but it's looking damn good. Graphically it looks nice, and it's the Wizards, so you know, if you've got the Wizards, then it's basically like almost like a standalone DLC basically, isn't it? So if you want to see what that trailer looks like, it's here.
Do you remember Meliora? It was a land of magic and wonder. And many foes wished to claim it. There is no price I wouldn't pay to protect my home. What is but a soul in return for such power?
Abe VR was announced at E3. Abe VR. I believe this is actually kind of, they did do something before, which was more of an experience, I think, where you sat down tied up as a woman, and Abe would you know, drill into your eyes or something. I don't know, like that. It sounds extremely scary. Abe VR is a full game this time. and it looks really gorgeous. It looks quite nice, and it looks absolutely frightening. So, you know, if you want a horror game, this game might be right up your alley. It's supposed to be available on all platforms, so that'd be very interesting as well. Because, I mean, I'm always interested to see what a game would be converted like onto the Quest. And this is definitely one that I'm definitely interested in right now. So that's Abe VR, and if you want to see that trailer, it's here.
Okay then. Let us begin.
Hi, I'm Erin, Head of Content at Hammerhead, an immersive entertainment studio based in the UK. We're excited to announce that we're working on the continuation of Abe, the award-winning 2013 cult film by Rob McClellan. Abe is a tense psychological horror about a robot who's looking for love in all the wrong places. We are creating a multi-format story world, leading with a pioneering location-based VR experience that will be brought to life through state-of-the-art volumetric capture. We're also bringing you a short film and a game release that can be played with or without VR. We're proud to present the first teaser. Take a look.
Let us begin. Maybe this time I will get it right. Maybe this time I will fix you.
Another game that's going to be on all platforms is Doctor Who: The Edge of Time. Now, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, except for the last season, which I wasn't sexist. I gave it a go. I just didn't like the first few episodes. I need to watch the rest to actually probably judge it properly. But Doctor Who normally makes some damn good stories, and if this is a damn good story, it'll be a damn good game. Graphically, though, it didn't look great. It looked a bit washy, but I don't know if we just saw the Quest version. You don't know. If you want to see that trailer,
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Right, coming to the PC VR and the PlayStation VR, we also have the Walking Dead Onslaught VR. I think this is Servios again, isn't it? And we got a sort of teaser trailer on this, I think, once, and it looked absolutely amazing. And then we recently saw the trailer at E3, the actual full trailer at E3, and it looks a bit more washed down. Kind of the graphics looks a bit more towards Arizona Sunshine. It's not exactly super amazingly gorgeous looking, but you know, considering what this game you can stab people in the head, and zombies in the head, and obviously not people. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. It's Walking Dead, for Christ's sake. You've seen that. You've seen the seasons and the episodes. I think it's going to be a great game. I honestly do think it's going to be a great game. But zombies again. I mean, we constantly get flooded by zombies, and I don't know if I'm interested in a zombie game right now. But by the time that comes out, which I think is next year, I think I probably will want that game. So if you want to know what that looks like, here's a trailer.
We work closely with AMC to bring you The Walking Dead Onslaught. We're really excited about this title because it allowed us for the first time to bring together all the amazing technology that we built up from past shooters like Raw Data, the melee experiences from Creed Rise to Glory, and our locomotion system from Sprint Vector, for the first time bringing them together in an action-packed experience like no one's seen before. Not only did we get to work with AMC and some of their team of writers, we also got to work with some of the amazing talent on the show as well. As you're going through the campaign, you'll be able to level up your characters, unlocking new perks. Not only that, each character will have unique, iconic weapons that you've seen in the show, them using time and time again, and you'll be able to experience what it's like to play as those characters fighting off the walkers. With The Walking Dead, it's not just about the world itself and the walkers, but really how you interact with them. And we wanted to take that to the next level in VR. So building upon our past Fanimated technology with Creed, we wanted to take melee combat to the next level. So we created what we're calling progressive dismemberment. This new system, players not only can decapitate, scalp, carve, impale, and do all sorts of disgusting, horrible things to the walkers as they try to survive through this horrifying experience. It will be available at your local arcades across the globe, but also at retail for the Oculus Rift and the Vive systems.
Okay, so we've got some stuff on the Oculus Quest coming, which you may have already tried. And one of them's Echo Arena from Ready at Dawn, and that's coming to the Quest now. I've played that a couple of times. I can't throw that frisbee for the life of me. I'm absolutely terrible at that game, and I think if you're terrible at something, sometimes I just keep going at it until I improve. Like I did with Beat Saber, I was terrible to start with. I think I'm improving. This game, I just didn't feel it, and open mic sometimes frightens me away, and I think at the time it had open mic. I don't know if it does now, but when it first came out and it was a beta stage, it kind of was open mic, a bit like Space Junkies was when it was in beta stage as well. I don't know if it still is. But anyway, Echo Arena is coming to the Quest. No need for trailer. If you want to know what that looks like, go find it. Arizona Sunshine is coming to the Quest. Now that sounds fantastic, realistically. This Arizona Sunshine is not one of my top 10 games. It's probably top 15, maybe top 20. But for some people, this is number one. This is number one. And I think that anyone that's got a Quest who hasn't played this on the PC is going to be blown away by Arizona Sunshine. They're going to love it. If it looks just, well, it's not going to look just as good, but hopefully they do it real justice, on the Quest. I don't think there's an actual Quest trailer for that. But if there is, it'll be just after I finish talking. In this case, now. Dance Central is getting DLC. There's going to be a few extra songs, which is interesting because it's actually got a very big library already. And Dance Central, I think it's kind of almost a must. I want it, but it's too expensive. I haven't got it yet, but I can't help thinking it's, this is actually, it sounds like it's for the ladies, but it's not really. It's for the men. You know what I mean? Because if you learn to dance, if Dance Central can teach you to dance, the ladies are going to love you. You know what I mean? They're going to love you. And if you're married, your wife's going to love you because you can boogie a little bit. And I'm somebody that's actually a little bit dance floor shy. So, I think that Dance Central could probably break that barrier, and it'd be good for everyone. So we're getting that extra DLC on the Quest. Which is interesting. I would assume that would come to the PC as well. That'd be a bit weird if it's not. PlayStation had some really good games as well at E3. They're obviously going to get budget cuts. They're obviously getting Angry Birds 2 VR, which is like a movie game. It looks cute, cuddly, and fun. Mini Mech Mayhem, which is a tabletop strategy game. It looked interesting. See that trailer here?
Right there.
Oh, wow.
Looking good.
Okay, let's play. Yeah, come on, let's do this.
Let's go. Just a minute. I need to tweak my look.
It's taking you so long.
Nearly done.
Oh, come on.
There.
What is that?
Look at you.
Yeah, I've got this.
I'm going to play better than you and look better than you.
Fighting talk. 2 to the left. Okay, move.
Okay, folks. Prepare to weep.
There you go. Take that.
Whatever, guys.
No, what are you doing?
Now what is this?
No. No way.
Aw, we did it, buddy.
Yes.
Definitely down for a rematch.
PlayStation.
PC VR. After the Fall was announced, that looks absolutely amazing. Even though we only got a very small bit, and it's not coming out till next year. That's Vertigo Games.
Peggy 18.
We got a bit more Boneworks, but that just looks like a tech demo again. We would love to see some more story and actually, extra stuff. And we got Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades is getting a Team Fortress 2 guns and maps. Now that's really interesting. I actually gave up pork back in August because I tried to reduce my red meat, and I ended up getting rid of all of it. Which wasn't cool, but healthier at least. And I can't help thinking if I was playing that game and I was seeing those hot dogs jumping around, I'd be hungry all the time. But that game does look fun and funny. I don't actually own Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. I did try the demo when it had one. I don't know if it still does. But I just kind of thought there was better games in that kind of category. Well, games that I more enjoyed that deserved my money at the time. That genre, Team Fortress 2. I've never liked Team Fortress 2, but I do like other games that are similar to that. So maybe I will like this. Hotel R&R is announced. It's a smash 'em up from the creator of Exorcist VR or something. It's a bit hard to work out what the hell the game's about. You just saw him smashing things up, and then suddenly he's in hell, and there's like this devil looking at him. Oh well, anyway, you can see the trailer just here.
This is completely against hotel policy.
Budget Cuts 2 was announced. Now this is interesting. A lot of people, Budget Cuts was a hyped game, and then it came around and it was just a bit of a disappointment for a lot of people. And those people were quite disappointed because it didn't run very well. It just wasn't Portal. I guess people were hoping it was going to be Portal, or pretty much a rip-off from Portal. And when people saw Budget Cuts 2, I think that they felt, aha, they've done it this time. That, you know, this is it, you know. And I kind of agree. Maybe this is going to be a really good Budget Cuts. I've never tried Budget Cuts at all, but I thought the graphics didn't look quite good. But, you know, it's not all about graphics, isn't it? The gameplay did, so I probably will give this one a shout. And if you want to watch that, it's here.
Human detector.
There was a new trailer at E3 for the game Rogan, which is a VR stealth game. It's like you play some sort of like female warrior that's draped in armor, medieval armor, very shiny, looks like buffs it all the time. Looks like it's based completely in a castle. The graphics were absolutely quite nice. I don't know about the animation, I can't really remember now. But the graphics did look really good, and it is very sneaky around, grab the key, unlock doors kind of stealth game. So someone probably would really, really enjoy that. Trailer here.
My name is Victoria. In the 4th year of the reign of King James, I was knighted for fending off a raid by orcs from the Black Fist. Shortly after, I joined the Vulpine Order to help maintain peace in the city. In the 6th year of King James, I saved a group of noble women from an unruly mob at Rose Square. And in the following year, I defeated a company of bandits gathering near our border. I accompanied my lord as his steadfast guard through the Shadow Hills, the Azure Marshlands, and the Ashen Plains. No one dared doubt my loyalty. Until, that is, Lord Conrad was injured in battle during the Cobalt Rebellion. Baroness Eva was behind everything. Shh. Someone's coming. Be quiet. We don't have much time. Where were we? Oh, right. The injury. While the Lord was recovering, Baroness Eva took control of the military. Baroness Eva began installing her close allies in positions of power. I couldn't stand it any longer, so we planned to retake the castle. But then, she uncovered our plot. Last night, just as I was supposed to meet Lord Conrad, I sneaked into his room. A familiar smell hit me as soon as I opened the door. The wretched smell of blood, just like being back on the battlefield. I checked on Lord Conrad immediately, but he was already lying there dead, drenched in blood. It was obvious that his last breaths were spent in agony. I couldn't find any wounds, and the color of his blood was strange. As if he were poisoned. Suddenly, I realized I had stumbled into a trap. Baroness Eva had been behind everything from the very beginning. I fought, but there were too many of them. I somehow managed to escape. And now look at me. But I must go on. This is treason, plain and simple. And I'm out to expose the traitor's plot. Let's make a deal, Dave. If you help me clear my name, I will bring no charges against you. I give you my word.
Rogan. Huh? Rogan. That's my name.
Audica is getting a huge update with all new songs, new environments to play in, new weapons to alter the gameplay and revamp the leaderboards. This is interesting. A lot of people love Audica. They think it's even better than Beat Saber. I don't have Audica. I want Audica. Please buy it for me. I am homeless. No, okay. This will be really interesting, I think, because this is basically Audica. I can't even say it properly. Growing in size, and it shows that the devs are definitely interested in making this something special. It already sounds like it is special, but they ain't stopping there. You know, they're full steam ahead, and they're just going for it. Now, the next game that was announced at E3 was Soulkeeper VR. Now, I want to mention something about this because one of my favorite games, I think, is the Soul series, the Dark Souls series, and this is called Souls. And a game in the past that I really like, which some of us still playing. In fact, I think I was playing it long ago. I played Dungeons, which is like the revamped version of it. Is Dungeon Keeper VR, Dungeon Keeper, and this game company has put Souls and Keeper together and made VR. And for some reason, I want that already. I don't even know. Ugh. The trailer was quite janky, I felt. You know, there was some guy just standing there like he wasn't really moving, and then the camera was moving. It was kind of janking a little bit. I don't know if that was just the stream or something. But I'm hyped for this, but I think it's got a way to go. So we're going to see. I think I heard somewhere it got revamped. It was getting made and then it got revamped. But the visuals of this game is very impressive. It does look good when it's not janking. And with a name like that, it's got a lot to hold up to, isn't it, really? But anyway, trailer here. Hopefully it's not janky.
In my life thus far, I have lost my unborn child, my wife, my fortune. I've been betrayed and dishonored. All for the sake of evil men and their ambitions.
Castle guards serve only to collect.
What more do I have to lose?
Disciples of Dawn was also announced at E3. Cool. What to say about that game? It was very. It was just showing you parts of the map. It almost kind of like had an Outlast kind of feel to it, as it also had like a one color palette almost in there as well. So it looked creepy. I'm guessing it's an adventure game, but the way they were doing it could be also a horror game. But anyway, if you want to watch that trailer, it's here. Right word, Lo-Fi had another trailer, and it was I think I've seen this trailer before, and the weirdest thing is like you're in a vehicle, and I can't help thinking it looks a little dangerous with the color palette of that when you're in that vehicle, and I think that's all you saw was the vehicle. But I think we've seen clips before of people being on foot and stuff like that. It's a very interesting game. At the moment, everyone's cyberpunking it, and this is one of the biggest games this year. Is going to be coming out with a Cyberpunk 2077, and I think this could ride on that train too. I mean, a lot of people are very hyped for this game, and I think they're going to do some sort of Kickstarter to just make it even better. And I'm actually tempted to help them, and you might be too, because it definitely is the type of game that you'd want to see. And here's that trailer here. We do get some Oculus stuff as well. I believe Oculus is going to do some more stuff, but this is before then. I'll do another video if Oculus has any more announcements and etc. Obviously, Dance Central is getting DLC for the Rift Store, which the PC Rift Store, and it's also getting the extra songs, and it's also getting a fitness tracker. That's interesting. It's getting a fitness tracker because fitness is important, and most of us don't care. But yeah. But anyway, Asgard's Wrath was there. We already know about Asgard's Wrath, and 30 plus hours PC game. You know, we've only had that, a PC VR game. We've only had that like with kind of like games that have been made for VR after they were made for flat gaming, like Skyrim and Fallout 4 and etc. And you know, Asgard Wrath, I think is. I like the look of it. There's some things that I'm kind of a bit worried about with it, but I'm probably quite positive. Out of all the games I've seen at E3, obviously Asgard's Wrath is still up there for me. We didn't see anything from Stormland. I do think we did see. Well, I think someone spoke about Lone Echo too. I'm not too sure, but Asgard's Wrath was definitely cool. It's definitely cool. And I think they had a trailer, and if that trailer, if there is a trailer, then it's just here.
Mine is no ordinary forge, and this is no ordinary steel. You may be a god, but to become legend, you must do battle as mortal heroes. A spellcaster who wields arcane powers. A rogue, fearless in the face of danger. A warrior, fueled by vengeance. Call upon your immortal power to transform beasts into companions, for none can survive this path alone. Destiny waits for no one. Not even a god. Answer the call, Asgardian. Eternal glory awaits.
Okay, to finish up, that was all the games. Well, there was probably a few more games that were announced at E3 that's got VR support, but that's all the games I'm going to talk about right now. There was Garden of the Sea, which was made by the developers of Budget Cuts, and like I said, the Oculus is probably going to have some games as well. But thank you for watching, and if you liked it, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a dislike. Please sub, and thank you very much for watching.